Hi, this is Gary Kayye. We're here at ISE 2023 on the second day of the show, in the afternoon of the second day. I'm blown away with the show traffic. I'm blown away with how many people are here.
It is absolutely heaving. We were so happy yesterday when the place filled up. Our booth was overrun at a couple of points, and then the next day comes along and you're worried, is it going to maintain? And it absolutely did. The people were queuing up. We've had huge amounts of traffic through our actual booth. People coming past. Of course, we had royalty here yesterday, and our CEO was very happy he got to shake his hand. So all absolutely brilliant. You know, it's living up to all expectations.
Well, this is Barnard, who runs Sharp NEC Display Solutions.
Solutions Europe. Marketing and product management.
Marketing product management, and we're actually going to not only interview Ian, but we're also going to take you on a little quick tour of the booth. Speaking of the booth, one of the cool things that you did here, which I haven't heard very many companies talk about, is sustainability. Everything in your booth is either recycled already or is recyclable.
Exactly right, exactly right. Many people are talking about sustainability at the moment, but in our case it's really kind of ingrained in our DNA. And the core of it, as regards Sharp NEC, is really the quality of the products we bring to market, whichever brand they have on them. And also not just bring the products to market and designing them in a sustainable way, manufacturing in a sustainable way, but also our service and support program is absolutely wonderful. So that's kind of part of our DNA and ethos, as I say. So for the booth this year, we wanted to really bring that out. So we're focusing on two main materials. So we have chipboards and we have an aluminium frame. The aluminium frame we are reusing from last year. Chipboard, of course, very sustainable. And even the soft furnishings, the carpets and the curtains, we're already planning to repurpose those afterwards. So it really gives a strong, sustainable, we're kind of, not just talking about it, but we're actually living it as well. And I think it stands out, and we're really pleased with the booth, and we're getting a lot of good comments. And we're on the finalist shortlist for Best Booth as well.
I mean, we've given you a Best Booth award a number of times, part of our awards. You always are in the running, but in this case, this is quite unique. I think you should get the award because of how unique this is. So that's my opinion. You mentioned, regardless of what brand it is, since you brought it up, what's the status on the joint venture with Sharp and NEC?
Yeah, sure. As you know, we started the joint venture between Sharp and NEC and created Sharp NEC Display Solutions, and we tag a Europe on the end for us. That's actually kicked off November 2020, so we're just over 2 years into it now. And what's been happening in that time is a lot of things in the background. You bring two companies together, you've got to sort out systems and processes, IT, finance, all this kind of thing. So that's happening in the background, but more important, I think, for our partners and customers is we brought together the sales team, the channel sales teams from both sides, both brands. So that's all brought together under one roof in Europe. And also what we're working on, we started off with two competing lineups where the brands overlap. So that's LFD and Interactive. So we're currently going through a process of really rationalizing and consolidating to give one simple lineup to our customers. So that's really good. That's going on at the moment. And I think one final thing to mention is that going forward, again, we're playing to our strengths. We have two brands in one company, and Sharp is very much the stronger party when it comes to interactive, NEC on the non-interactive, as well as projection and LED, etc., which you'll see shortly. But also, we've really aligned our R&D, our engineering, and our product planning in Japan and the Far East. And that means that the products that are coming through, again, whichever brand they have on them, are being brought together with the expertise and experience from both sides. So we're really excited about that, and we're really picking up speed in terms of the joint venture now.
Well, you had an interesting opportunity with the joint venture because Sharp's strengths were your weaknesses, NEC's weaknesses, and vice versa. Yep. So putting the two together, you didn't have a lot of overlap. They really seamlessly kind of worked together. Exactly. Last question before I bring Tobias on here to do the tour. And don't forget, we are going to do a booth tour really quickly. I want to ask you about how you feel about 2023. If you read the news, you think that the market is kind of struggling right now. But when I look around the show, I don't see very many struggles. I know we've gone through some tough times with the economy and energy prices and things like that here in Europe. But how do you feel about 2023?
There's still a lot of those concerns there, obviously with the war in Ukraine, with the energy prices. with the economy, inflation, etc. But I think all of us were expecting it to be worse across Europe, and most countries in Europe are actually doing quite well. The UK maybe is lagging behind the others a little bit, but it's not quite as bad as we thought. But in terms of ISE this year, we were hopeful it would build upon last year, and it really has. We don't obviously have any final numbers for attendees yet, but from what we've seen today and yesterday, I'm guessing it's going to be well over 10,000 more than last year. So the attendance is great. The economy in most places, even though we have these challenges, all of us, is picking up, and there's clearly an appetite for these products. So we've got some really major projects on the go across all across Europe, and also with our global sales team. So they are working with our US colleagues and Asia as well. So in summary, I think we're much more optimistic now than maybe we were 6 months ago or so, and it's really coming through at the show.
I'm glad to hear that, and I agree with you. I'll give you one data point. Yesterday there were over 25,000 people that came through the doors, which is the highest single day they've had in ISE history. So that's a pretty big deal.
That is brilliant.
And pre-registration was about 72,000. So we should have a good number of people here. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
Absolutely.
But I know a lot of people come to the show for the networking, but a lot of people come to see new products. So I'm going to bring Tobias on here.
Absolutely.
Who's going to show us some of the new stuff that you're showing here in 4 different areas in your booth. Thank you very much for doing this with me. I appreciate you taking the time, and congratulations on the success. And
well done for making it here this year.
I know.
You had problems last year. To see you in the
I
flesh.
quarantined myself.
You did.
And did nothing for 2 weeks prior to this. So come on, Tobias.
Tobias
Come
is our
on.
head of product management.
I'm excited about that. I love product. I love booth tours. I love booth tours because it excites me to see the new stuff, and also it's the positioning that you use. NEC started this trend years ago of having applications-based booths. And then other companies started copying, and I'm glad to see, as you've become Sharp NEC Display Solutions Europe, you've continued that trend from NEC. We're keeping it applications focused. So, less so on the individual products. Take me through a tour and explain to me how you decided to put this booth together.
Absolutely. So one of the centerpieces this year is our command and control area, because this has been...
It's right there behind us. Let's walk there as we do this tour.
Okay.
So command and control, they've actually built a large command and control center here using LED, and you curved the LED. It looks really great.
Exactly. So it's a dual full HD setup, roughly 6 meters diagonal size, and it has a curvature, and it's addressing the command and control room market. It's based on our standardized LED, but it's using a customized mounting structure to enable this curvature.
Hyperwall driving it?
Exactly. So it's not only, what we're showing is not only the hardware, but the content is driven by Hyperwall technology, which can bring together and manage all kinds of different signals. And we're also using it to centrally drive the control of all the displays and projectors on the booth.
So this is actually a working command center?
It's a working command center. It controls all the content, and it controls 90% of the displays and projectors by using our Naviset server software.
Yeah, the Navisense. So are we going to head over to collaboration, or where are we going to go next? Where are you going?
Computing is...
All right, let's go to computing. All right, so obviously digital signage has been a big part of your DNA for many, many years. The first time I ever heard the term digital signage was a flyer that NEC had like 20 years ago. Okay. First time I ever read that term.
Nice.
So obviously that's a big part of your business. Sort of what are you focused on this year with regard to signage?
So with regards to signage, sustainability is not only about the products, but how you use them. And the NEC and now the Sharp NEC philosophy is that products should be future-proof and upgradable. That's why we're showing, actually it's a few meters across, our new lineup of modular computing devices with the upgraded SDM and OPS devices that can be used to enable digital signage, but also meeting room applications. So this is our philosophy, to make products lasting longer, because you can upgrade them as you go, and you can increase the performance at any time.
So this is SDM, and this is OPS, right?
Actually, this is OPS. The one that is cased is OPS form factor. The open one is SDM, and below here is Raspberry Pi. That's a slightly different form factor, but it shows different levels of performance, actually.
Okay, and do you still have OPS in all of your monitors as well, or are you switching everything to SDM?
In the future, everything will become STM, but since our portfolio is quite large, there is a mix right now, and there are still customers who have legacy products that want to upgrade. And again, that's our sustainability philosophy, to enable them to still upgrade long after the product is basically end of life.
Yeah, and have you found that the SDM transition has gone quick or slow?
Actually, it gone quick because you can use the same core technologies. It's just a slightly different form factor. So it was really smooth handover. And I think in 2 years down the road, most of it will be SDM, I will say.
But you still feel like there's an application for Raspberry Pi, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, Raspberry Pi is for more entry level, but for many applications, it's absolutely more than enough. And it has significantly lower power consumption.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. Where next?
This way.
As we walk by to the collaboration section, I want you to see those, I forget what you call them, but the ultra widescreen monitor.
We call it bar type.
Bar type, yeah, bar type
It's
monitor.
a bar, so it makes sense.
Yeah. It's above the bar.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
This is an actual bar here too.
Yeah.
But I love that form factor.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
I think it was a quite unique form factor, especially for transportation, for wayfinding, where you have a narrow ceiling and so on.
Exactly. All right, we're going to head over to the area where they're showing Microsoft Teams Room products and all the collaboration products as well. So we're going to go in the boardroom?
Yes.
All right, we're going to head over to the boardroom here. And obviously, a big innovation in our industry in 2022 was the rapid rise of Microsoft Teams using front row,
Exactly.
where they went to a 21:9 aspect ratio. And we're going to have the camera operator flip around there and see that display, talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. So actually I can flip a button and then we will get to have the other layout, which is supposed to emulate the Teams room. The long click. So we're
Switching inputs.
We were switching inputs by hypervolt. So this one here exactly is a mock-up, but it basically shows how the front row layout looks like. So we are having a 21:9 aspect ratio direct view LED, which is kind of the recommended aspect ratio of front row. You can use other aspect ratios as well, but this one is now getting very popular. And direct view LEDs actually a really nice way to do it because you are very flexible in terms of the aspect ratio. And yeah, we're showing it here together with front row, with Teams Room, but obviously in the overall meeting and collaboration space, we also collaborate with Cisco and Zoom and all the big partners.
Yeah, and all of them are going to use this form factor, I think.
Exactly, it's becoming very popular. It simply adds more visual space, and you have all your counterparts in video conferencing, as well as your content, the chat and everything on one template, and that's very useful and practical to see everything at one glance.
And that's LED based.
This is direct view LED 0.9 millimeter pixel pitch. So now with the viewing distance of maybe 2 meters, this is ideal. You will not see any pixel, and it will have the right visual surface to give you all the information.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. And the reason why you're using 2 cameras there, do you sum is the theory behind that, is that you'd use an AI system that would sum those 2 cameras together?
I think right now the standard is that you use 1 camera, but as far as I understood, there will be an upgrade in the software that you can use up to 3 cameras. And then you can kind of blend in between them and do the framing. So it's not working today, but it will be announced pretty soon by Microsoft, I think. That's what I understood.
That would create, with a 2-camera shot, or 3 cameras this way, that would create the illusion that you're always looking at the people.
Exactly. So your eyes will always focus on the person and not go somewhere beneath them. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This is a good look at the future meeting room. Yes. All right, where's the last? You said 4 stations.
The final one would be
Oh.
higher education.
Okay. Higher education.
Higher education. So what we're showing here is kind of a combination of 2 products. This is a 17,000 lumen PA series projector. It's intended for university lecture halls, and we did not have products in the 10 to 20,000 lumen area, but now we're entering this space. And the nice idea about this installation is we connect it to an interactive screen. So that means the professor, for example, or the teacher can use it and operate the interactive screen, and we can clone the input to the projector. So that's very handy. There's no need to have a massive, big touch screen, but we can clone it and increase the size so that students can see everything. So this is kind of the idea here, to connect different technologies to create a much more powerful system overall.
And of course you have all the other kind of projectors
Exactly.
size, form factor, everything, but you're highlighting the brighter projectors for educational applications.
Exactly. I mean, as Ian initially said, we try to create a very friendly environment here on the booth and also to give people enough space for discussion. So until a few years back, we had a lot of products and now we're having less products, but we try to focus on the most, let's say, promising new products and the most interesting combination of products. That's why it's slightly less projectors this year, but it's the new ones addressing exactly our four focus topics that we mentioned earlier.
And that in itself is a sustainable project, right? Your booth, right?
Yes.
Because you're doing less and spending less and serving everybody in the environment better. I love the sustainability messaging on the booth. Good luck with the booth awards. I would be surprised if you didn't win. Look, this has been a great tour. Of course, you can find we actually went around and shot videos at every single product station here inside the Sharp NEC Display Solutions Europe booth. All you have to do, or stand, all you have to do is go to raypubs.com/ISE, type in NEC or Sharp in the video search window. You'll find all those videos. Thanks to Ian and thanks to Tobias. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much. And congratulations and best of luck for 2023.
Thank you very much.
And we got a lot more to cover. Watch all of our coverage at raypubs.com/ISE.